The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
It's 10 o'clock. Let's get started. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on this webinar hosted by RoomKeyPMS to present our new product, the Rate Shopper powered by nSight. So just before we start, I would like to point out to the audience that you will be muted during the presentation. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, but please feel free to use the chat box or the question box on the side of your screen at any time to submit your questions. Okay, let's begin. My name is Margot Lemaire, and I'll be your moderator today. For those of you who don't already know me, I'm the nSight Sales Account Manager at RoomKeyPMS, where I've been working for the past 4 years. Today, I'm happy to present our speaker, Jake Sudduth. Jake is the head of client and product for nSight Travel Intelligence and a Rate Shopper expert. Jake is originally from Tennessee and has built his career from customer support to business analyst and has now been working for nSight for the past 3 years. Jake, if you're ready, over to you.
Thank you, Margot. And first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for taking time out of their day to join our webinar. We are extremely excited to be partnering with RoomKeyPMS and offering this great new rate shopping product that hopefully all of you will see the major benefits from on streamlining your rates through this reporting system. So now more than ever, it's important to have a pulse on what is happening in terms of rate between you and your competitive set. So upwards of 80% of all travelers begin their research, begin looking at room rates and hotels on the major OTA sites before ultimately booking a hotel for a certain rate. So with this rate shopper, we're going to be able to give you a quick and easy look at your rate versus your competitors to help you see what the pricing strategies are happening between your property and your comp set, and ultimately help lead to higher average daily rate and revenue for your property. So our product purpose is to eliminate the time and effort it takes of manually jumping from site to site to pull rates for future arrival dates for your competitors. So instead of going on to Booking and looking for the next month for rates for your competition or Expedia, we're able to pull all of that information for you and streamline it in an easy to use report. So the reporting that we're going to give you is an alternative also to the multi-year pricey contracts that you have with some of our competitor rate shopping businesses. So within each report, we're able to eliminate that time by color coding rates so that you can easily see when your rate is above, below, or average within your comp set. So within our starter package, we're going to be offering a daily rate report sent directly to your inbox and anyone's inbox that needs it within your company. It is a rate shopping report that looks at the next 90 days worth of arrival dates. We're going to be pulling 1 night length of stay for you and 4 of your competitor hotels, and we're going to be pulling rates from Booking, Expedia, Priceline, and Travelocity. The rates that are going to be displayed are what we call the first available rates. So to elaborate on that a little bit, when a shopper decides the market they want to travel to and a specific date that they want to travel, they'll go onto a booking.com, they'll type in the market, they'll type in the date, they'll click search, and there will be a long list of hotels provided to them. With each hotel, there'll be a rate provided, and that is the first available rate. So that is the first rate that the consumer sees and begins to judge and begins to research for their stay. So we're able to populate all of those rates, and this is the common rate, not behind a login. It's the rate that the consumer sees as they begin shopping. Also in our reporting is TripAdvisor ranking. So this is becoming more and more important because people research a lot, and TripAdvisor is the #1 tool for researching hotels and looking through past days and customer satisfaction. So we're able to not only give you a ranking and where you sit against your comp set, we're able to pull that ranking for where you sit within the market and also a review count. So where this is important is getting a sense of how you stack up against your comp set. Now more than ever, knowing where your reputation is online can help you with your revenue strategies. So say that you are top 5 of a market of 100 hotels, that right there can help you determine if you're going to be able to charge a premium on your rates compared to your comp set, because you are viewed online as a great stay and worth the money. So we're able to update these rankings for you weekly, but they're included on your daily report so that you give a good sense of what is happening with reviews on TripAdvisor. So within your reports, here is the rates. So this is a snapshot of our PDF report. And as you can see in black, it is broken out by arrival date with the 1 night length of stay, and then your hotel highlighted in gray, your comp set underneath that for each day, and then the rates being highlighted, whether or not they're higher or lower than your rate. So as you can see in green, that means that the rate is higher than your rate for that specific day. Orange indicates that their rate is lower. So as you start to scroll through your report of 90 days, it's a quick way to identify when people are starting to move their rates and how that's starting to affect your demand. So just as a quick look at this example, March 30th, your rate is higher than everyone within your comp set. So you're overpricing your rooms, which could lead to better pickup if you have a good reputation, or this may be that you are starting to fill up, so you're wanting to charge a premium, which is great. And then you see on March 31st that your room is actually priced lower than your comp set. So a quick breeze through, you can start to see where you sit, and again, go back to that competitive benchmarking aspect to see where your sort of sweet spot is within rates on weekdays and weekends from this report. So we know that not every hotel is the same. Managers, GMs all have different preferences. So we offer what we call sort of a premium upgrade, and we offer all of these customizations below in your reporting. So the report will look the exact same, but you'll be able to pick and choose what type of information is important to you in terms of rate. So you can add 1 through 7 night length of stay. You can add multiple comp sets. You can add, as many hotels as you need within this report. And then you can add an extra 90 days and make it 180 days, or you can even add and make it up to a year. So a resort style property may need 7 night length of stay for 365 days, whereas a hotel that's in a largely saturated market will need 12 competitors. Really what this is meant to show is that we can pull in any rate information that you need and customize it to your liking, and all of it will fall within this same formatting of reporting that's still sent directly to your inbox on a daily basis. So with all that being said, there are many questions that we get, but these really are our top 4 questions. And it's really why shop rates, why daily reports. So to reiterate on that, once you have a strategy in place, time becomes of the essence. So within people moving rates in the comp set or starting to spot when there's a large demand coming in, you want to be that first person to react. And you also want all of that information streamlined to you, so you don't have to go and manually pull it yourself, which could take hours upon hours. Identifying opportunity. Awareness is the first step. Understanding where your pricing falls against competitors allows you to begin to spot this opportunity and see where there may be days to increase that average daily rate against your comp set. Your TripAdvisor ranking. Once again, now more than ever, there is a direct correlation to your ranking and pricing. So having a great guest satisfaction where people go online and give you rave reviews is going to lead to premium pricing from your property against your comp set. And hopefully it doesn't happen, but vice versa that you'll be able to see once these reviews start coming in, and if you have something that sort of goes wrong, you can start to plan on how to fix that immediately. And then last but not least is, do I need rate shopping, rate reporting with a PMS? So as you all know, the RoomKeyPMS is great. It houses incredible data that you have at your fingertips to make decisions. Where rate reporting really comes into play with your PMS system is having that future-looking information side by side with your on the books or historic demand to begin really coming up with a solid revenue strategy. So having a rate shop alongside your PMS is vital to seeing what that future demand looks like and seeing how it was in the past and making decisions that way. So once again, I'd like to thank everybody for taking time, sitting in and listening to us. And I will now pass it over to Margot to go over some of the packaging and some of the sales processes.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you for that great content and for going in depth into the rate shopper for us. And yes, now I'm sure that everybody's eager to hear about pricing. So for this new product, we have a starter package at $50 per month with a setup fee of $95. And this includes what Jake explained earlier. So you would receive a daily report, so sent to you via email on a PDF or Excel format. You will get your rate shopping based on the first available rate, 90 days in the future, and with a one-night length of stay. We will also benchmark your rates on 4 different OTAs, so Booking.com, Expedia, Travelocity, and Priceline, and towards 4 competitors of your choice. And finally, you'll receive a weekly update of your TripAdvisor ranking. As Jake also mentioned, we also offer premium options to allow for customization of those parameters. So you will be able, for example, to increase the date range, the length of stay, or again, the number of the competitors that you'd like us to review. So the quote will depend on the numbers of add-ons needed for your individual scenarios. We also offer 2 additional reports to the rate shopper. So the first one would be the parity report and the rate shopper based on a room type report. Again, those are custom quotes and will depend on your needs and can be customized as well. So essentially, the rate parity report will flag to you which OTAs are no longer in parity over the next 90 days. And the room type reporting will provide you data based on, like I said, a specific room type of your choice. So if you'd like to have specific information on your Queen Deluxe versus the matching Queen Deluxe from your competitors, we can definitely do this for you. And again, those parameters are customizable. So if you'd like to do a parity report over the next 180 days or more, or even a report on several of your room types, that's definitely something that we can do for you. All right, so it is time now to answer some questions. If you haven't posted yet your question on the chat box or the question box, you may do so now. We'll try to respond to as many questions as possible during the remaining time of this webinar. But if we are not able to answer to all questions, we'll definitely get back to you via email. So I can see here that we already have some questions that came in, so that's great. Let's have a look. So here's one for you, Jake. Is there a limit to the number of users who can receive the report?
Great question. There is no limit. So once you sign a contract or once you sign up for these reports, they are now your reports to do with as you please. So We can add as many users on the distribution, and you can pass them along to whoever needs them.
Okay, great. Good to know. Next question that we have, does the rate shopper has to integrate with the PMS in order to populate these reports with our information?
Another great question. So the information that we're pulling into these reports are all based off of these third-party online travel agencies. So there is no integration needed with your PMS system or with your revenue management system. All of the information is pulled by us from those parties. And then just to elaborate a little bit more on our setup process, all we need from you is your property, your comp set properties and addresses, and then the users. From there, we're able to go in and pull all of that information ourselves, so no integration needed or no information needed from your side.
Great, thanks. Another one here for you. Can you add on additional days shopped after signing up?
Yes, so within each contract, we obviously encourage you to begin molding your revenue strategy around these reports. So there is an easy way just to add on without having to restructure your contract. So say that you start with our starter report, and 3 months from now, you want to see 3 and 4 night length of stays. We can add those on right there within your contract without having to set anything else up. And then as that information processes, it'll start to populate within your report. So any customization can be done really whenever you need. So we don't want to hold you back from trying to find that sweet spot within your strategy.
Awesome. I do see that we have quite a few questions that seem to be quite individually oriented. So I'm going to go ahead and ask a last question to you, Jake, and then we'll wrap up this webinar and get back individually to those remaining questions. So here we have, what time does the report generate?
So we pull in a fresh set of rates for you and your competitor every morning, typically around 6 a.m. Central time. So depending on where you are on the time zone, we would be pulling it in, anywhere from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. And the reason we do it fresh in the morning is we're able to pull in all of those changes made the prior day and prior nights and have a refreshed rate for you each and every day.
Great, thanks so much. So this is going to be it for today. I would like to thank you all for attending our webinar, and I would like to really thank Jake for sharing his knowledge and expertise with us today. This was very, very insightful. This webinar has been recorded, and we'll be sending you a link within the next 24 hours to access this webinar. And if you'd like to pass it along to your colleagues or staff members, you can definitely do so. On our website, we also have a product and FAQ sheet that are available, so you can have a look over there as well. And you may also obviously connect with me directly, so at sales at RoomKeyPMS.com for further information or to get started with the Rate Shopper. So thank you everyone again for your participation, and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.